Greetings from the Casa de Single Wide News, your humble reporter, Leroy speaking. Glad to see you. Lots going on in the world. It just keeps getting weirder. Let me see. GameStop, as the name would imply, a gaming store where people buy games for their computers and gaming systems and so on and so forth. It's kind of been taking a bit of a dive, sort of like Blockbuster Video did years ago, with online sales of games. The brick and mortar stores tend to take a big hit, but sort of a strange thing happened. The normal hedge fund vultures descended on GameStop, and essentially what they do is they're very rich people, and as hedge funds, as the name would imply, they hedge their bets. So what they will do is they will buy into a stock, and they get and drive the price up. They get the prices going up on the stock, and then different stockbrokers will push that stock to their clients, their smaller clients. Now, on the back side of this, these hedge funds will short the stock, which is essentially, and I'm no expert on this, so I'm just giving you a kind of a rough view of it. But essentially, they'll pay to borrow stocks, essentially, and short them. They'll bet that this stock is going to crash, that the price is going to go down. So whatever they're renting this stock for, when and if the price goes down, then they sell it back, trade it back, whatever, and they gain the difference between what they rented it, borrowed it at, and what it sold for. That makes their profit. So that works out great if the stock goes down, and especially if they have bought it on the other end, jack the price up of it. They sell when it's high, and they've got enough of it to where it can actually affect the entire price of the stock. So they can sell it when it's high, crash the stock, and then collect on the other end with their shorts that they have, that they've shorted it, and collect the money on that end too. And whoever, the little guy at the other end that was enticed into buying it, they didn't sell quick enough, which they never do, or rarely do, then they lose their money to these hedge funds, and it generally kills the company that they've done this to in the process. It's gone on for many, many years. What happened was the people, there was a group on Reddit, and there was also a kind of a stock buying app called Robinhood. Whenever these hedge fund people sold their stock instead of the masses taking the recommendation from their stockbrokers to sell, sell, sell. They bought like crazy and ran the stock through the roof on GameStop. So the hedge fund managers who had shorted these stocks, they've got this limited window, and they had to pay the difference, because if they get caught on the other end and the stock goes up, then instead of collecting the money, the difference between where they borrowed it at and where it ended at, and they tossed it back and collected that profit. If it goes up and they've shorted the stock, then they have to pay the difference. And they lost about $12 billion to a bunch of the plebs that didn't follow the advice that they were given. Seems as if they had learned the game. Now, this Robin Hood app there for about a day, they froze everything and wouldn't let anybody buy any more of this stock, trying to apparently help these hedge fund billionaires out, but that didn't last very long. There were lawsuits starting to fly in their direction, and they at least partially lifted it, but lifted their ban on buying this stuff. So anyway, the billionaires took a bath on that one, and there's all kinds of legislation and lawsuits and all kinds of investigations that are pending at this point, because the little guy's not allowed to play the game the way the big guys play the game. So that's essentially what has happened. That's the big deal. A lot of people made a lot of money. Elon Musk even stuck his hand into that and kind of pushed it in that direction to help out the little guys that cleaned house on this one. Now, what will happen to GameStop at this point, I don't know. It's one of those things where the stock should be going down because the way the market has changed. But at least for now, they seem to have hit a bonanza, and good for all of them. It's nice to see these hedge fund vultures get a little taste of their own medicine. I worked for a company once that was nearly killed, eventually killed. It took quite a few years and a few tries and so on and so forth of similar tactics. I don't know that it was called a hedge funds back in the mid-90s, but it was a pump and dump scheme. Build it up and then jerk the rug out from everybody, and so a very viable and old and profitable business ended up eventually being destroyed through these tactics. So hopefully we'll see some more of the good and people who have learned and who have gotten together and who are working together to make profits. Hopefully that will be something that will continue, but knowing the system the way that I do, they'll probably create laws that will punish the little guy and protect these hedge fund vultures in the future. It just so happens that uh, Hunter Biden is into hedge fund management. Just a coincidence, I'm sure. Um, anyway, let's see what else we've got going on. Oh, uh, President Biden is getting sued for shutting down the uh, completion of the Keystone XL pipeline by numerous workers and so on and so forth who have lost their jobs. Now, they're selling this as, oh, this is, this is just going to be, make everything clean and green. No, it isn't. The pipelines are the most efficient and cleanest way of transporting this oil from Canada and any place along the way that might need to tap into it. Um, so it's going to be going on trucks and trains and so on and so forth, and diesel fuel is going to be pumping out, and it's just a stupid and inefficient move that's going to cost thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of jobs. So let's see. We are. They're pushing for the Great Reset. The World Economic Forum has been talking about this for a while, and essentially what that is COVID as a. I'm not saying it's not an actual virus, but it is a political and economic means of crashing the economy and forcing a reset of sorts, which will go, if it goes as planned, which will go into the UN and the uh, International Monetary Fund and so on and so forth. So all of these socialists that are all happy about socialism and that top 1%, boy, that top 1/10 of 1%, they are in for a rude awakening if this goes through, because we're talking about a world system here. Now, if you're in a household that makes over $30,000 a year, you're in the top 1%. I think it's about a household that's making around 75 to 80,000%, or 80,000 a year. Well, now you're in the top 1/10 of 1%. Say goodbye to your money. Say goodbye to your property. It's going to be a nightmare if this is allowed to go through. Now, President Trump, who they wanted to kill his ability to win this election at all cost, because he could see the writing on the wall and had a plan to get the U.S. back on a solid backing to our money, get away from the privately owned Federal Reserve System, get a gold and or silver backed currency, something solid, something reliable, that served this country well for most of its existence before the bankruptcy of the federal bankruptcy of 1933, where the federal government was declared bankrupt and insolvent by Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and we've been operating under that bankruptcy ever since. So I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, all this military in D.C. I'm going to put a link to a video. I'm not going to extrapolate on what I think's going on there, but something really strange is going on in D.C. with the military. On the 27th at January 27th at about 2 to 3 a.m. in the morning, there was some really strange goings on as far as military presence, busloads of people coming in and out that were not military, being checked by the military, just odd timing, odd goings on. I'll let you make of it what you will, but I don't think that I've just never seen anything like it, and I'm kind of hopeful that there's maybe something going on behind the scenes that is going to fix this screwed up mess that we called an election. I call the election an insurrection. There's just too many things that were screwed up about it to call it anything else in my mind. Hunter Biden, our illustrious potato-brained president's son, he's talking about putting this crackhead in charge of the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Agency. Wouldn't that be freaking awesome? Huh? Great choice, huh? Jiminy crickets. Holy moly. Mr. Beijing Biden has lifted Trump's ban on transgenders in the military. Well, it wasn't exactly a ban. What President Trump had done was said, okay, if you're a transgender and you want to join the military, that's fine. Finish your transition first. Pick whatever gender you want to be. Go with that. But when you join the military, you have to join the branch as your birth sex. If you were born a male, then you've got the strength and physical endurance, the larger lung capacity, so on and so forth, of a man. So you go with that. And if you were born a female, then you have the less upper body strength and so on and so forth. You would be better suited to serve the country, which is the whole point of this. This is the whole point of the military. You would have to join the females. The problem with the transgenders frequently joining the military was they would join the military, then claim to be transgender, then get all of their sex reassignment surgery, their hormones and all that stuff, and they're basically incapacitated. They sign up for 2 years, get free transition surgery, and then hit the road. You'll remember Bradley Manning that became Chelsea Manning while in military prison, and then Obama pardoned him, her, whichever way you care to phrase that. Here's somebody that supposedly a traitor to the United States. I believe that didn't he give that information when he was a he to WikiLeaks, to Julian Assange? I believe that's the way it worked. So he gets pardoned, but President Trump gets threatened if he's going to pardon Julian Assange for actually taking that information. It's really a strange thing. But that's the world we're living in, and that's the update for today. God bless you, everyone. Please like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. Hey, if you just hit the like button, it's going to help me. It's going to help the algorithm with YouTube. It's going to help this video spread if you comment even more. even if you think I suck. Sometimes I do. So if you'd help me out there with that and click that like button and interact a little bit and share it with some friends, and I'll try to keep them coming. God bless y'all. Love every one of you. You have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. And I will see you soon. Thanks for watching.